Use the mouse. Nah, I'm good. I might. Yeah, let me use it. Why not? All right, we're gonna give it a minute. A couple people come in. Shalom Israel. All right. Shalom Magazar. Shalom Kanak. Yes, it is. Regular time for Jacksonville is 5 to 7. Um, it would be 7 to 9, but the library don't stay open till 9. Um, so the class that Jacksonville class is the class for Florida on Mondays temporarily. So whatever time we do it here, that's what time it'll be. Usually be 5 to 7. This time today is temporary. Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, back in 1969. Right? We're under commanding General Yohana. 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We've been doing this, teaching the truth about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Black man, Latino man, indigenous. Who are you? Where you come from? What's your culture? Well, we did some research, came to find out that the black man's culture is inside the scriptures that they call the Holy Bible. What we do here every Monday night is break down the scriptures so you get a better understanding about who you are, what lies you've been told, you know what I'm saying, in history, inside the church, and how to really follow Christ and serve the Most High. All right. So we're gonna get into a little bit of that. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it. Type your questions in the chat. All right. All right. Have any questions, just type it in the chat. We'll get on into it. See what we want to go through. We just came through the holidays, so we ain't got to deal with that. Hopefully, none of y'all wasn't out there celebrating dead ass middle of winter. Happy dead ass middle of winter is what a brother told me. I was like, okay, that's what it is. All right. Let me see here. All right, so I got my right hand with me here, as always. We're here in the 103rd Library, West Connect. You know what I'm saying? Come on down. Come on down if you down, if you close. In Duval County. If not, you good to go online. Gonna make you check in. If I can get one of the brothers to drop that link in there, I would appreciate it. If I don't see it in, I'm either go do it myself. You got the link, Yamiya? All right, no sweat. I'll get it for you. You got any questions?
Wow, sir. No questions in the chat room.
All right, so let's start here. That's where we're gonna start at tonight. Hey, Shalom Kino. That's where we're gonna start at tonight. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9. Let's start there. All right. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9.
Yeah.
Whom shall he teach knowledge?
Whom shall he teach knowledge? That's a question. It's a question mark right there. Go ahead.
And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
So now this is a question about the Lord, right? Whom shall he teach knowledge? Whom shall he make to understand doctrine? There's a bunch of different doctrines out in the world, as we've been finding out. You know what I'm saying? Dabbling and talking to other people that's outside of the truth. You will find out it's a million different doctrines in the earth, right? Whom shall the Lord make to understand these doctrines? What are they talking about? What's the spirit behind them? Whom shall he teach knowledge? What's your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the sight of the nation? Whom shall he teach these laws, statutes, and commandments? Keep going.
Come. Them that are weaned from the milk.
Right.
And drawn from the breast.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Meaning those people who have elevated themselves from just where the starting point is at. Right? We want to start with the milk. Like thou shalt not. Who is Christ? Is Jesus God? Is the law done away with? So on and so forth. These are the things you want to start from. But eventually you want to be weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Meaning like you unlatch from your mama's breast at a certain period of time. Right? Eventually you're trying to get there. So them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Go ahead.
Come. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
See, now you hear a lot of people that misuse this scripture to say that that's how you're supposed to teach the Bible. That's not how you're supposed to teach the Bible. But because we babies still on milk, still got to go on through the first principles of the oracles of God, like what Paul was saying, then now we got to be weaned from the milk. And if you ain't, you still on the milk, then now I got to show you where it says exactly what the Lord is saying somewhere else in the Bible. I got to show you where it say, maybe it might say it a little bit different so that you can see that the Lord changes not. The Lord is one way and he's always going to be that way, right? So I got to show you a precept, then another precept, I got to show you a line here and then a line there. That's the only way you're going to get it. And here's another problem with it. Keep reading.
Verse 11. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people.
Now, right now, we speaking a bastard tongue. We speaking English. But the Lord is telling us what to do and how to do it in the English language. So you ain't got no excuse. Can't say, oh, I spoke Greek or I did this. This is the reason why. Nah, the Lord is going to speak to his people in another tongue. All right, so we're going to get into some of this milk. We're going to get into some of these questions. Let me go ahead and answer this question first. All right, so brother asked a question about the Israelites building the pyramids. Brother says, Salaki, sir, I was talking to one of my homeboys. He was saying ain't no way the children of Israel built the pyramids. So can you break that down, Salaki? All right, so look, the children of Israel building the pyramids is not in the Bible. What is in the Bible is that the children of Israel served hard bondage under Pharaoh. Now, what the hell was they doing? They wasn't growing no crops in the middle of Egypt. What was they doing? You know what I'm saying? Like if it's documented that the children of Israel went into Egypt and they served harsh labor while they was out there, right? Then what are we talking about? What was they doing? Ain't nothing you see over there that's worth anything except them damn big funeral homes that they call pyramids. That's the only thing that's over there. I got a book. It's called Pyramid Builders. Oh man, I ain't seen this book in a minute. Let me see if I can find it. But Ancient Pyramid Builders, something like that. And it said that the people that built the pyramids were Asiatics that came into Egypt. That word Asiatic can be a little bit, it could throw you for a loop if you don't understand. What it's basically saying is that they had Hamites in Egypt, and there was another group of people that came in and helped build. They worked as servants up under Pharaoh to build these pyramids. Now, who these Asiatics was, some people would say the Hyksos. Some people would say they was, I don't know. People might tell you they anybody. What you must understand is when we tie in the Bible with history, this is how we know what the children of Israel was doing. Because they was making bricks. See if you can find in the scriptures where it's talking about they was making bricks.
Exodus 5 and 7.
Oh, you got it? Give me that real quick.
That's when you said take the Pharaoh, so take away the
yeah.
It's saying you shall no more give people straw to make bricks.
Hey, y'all, hold on 1 second. All right, Salakia. If everybody can hear me, just hit a one real quick, then I continue on. All right, can anybody hear me? Yeah, my joint is just ain't doing that. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, like so what I was saying, let me get that scripture that you would just read. Where's that?
Exodus chapter 5, verse 7.
Exodus 5, verse 7. Yeah, you have to get with me on that book. I got the book. It's a what you call it? Electronic book, PDF or whatever. But it's an actual book. It's called Ancient Pyramid Builders. I believe that's what it is. 5 and 7. Give me verse 6.
Exodus chapter 5, verse 6. And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying,
Now stop right there. What's a taskmaster?
right,
Go ahead.
like a supervisor.
It's a supervisor. It's an overseer, a supervisor, right? So Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and the officers. Remember that joint with KRS One? Overseer, officer, right? Overseer. I just said it. It said right here in the scriptures, officers. Saying, go ahead.
Ye shall no more give the people straw to make brick. As heretofore, let them go and gather straw for themselves. And the tale of the bricks, which they did make heretofore, ye shall lay upon them. Ye shall not diminish aught thereof, for they be idle. Therefore they cry.
So what he's saying is, like, instead of going and getting the straw for them to make the bricks with, now make them go do their own bricks. Make them go get their own straw. So what he's doing is putting on more work, but it's telling what work is being done. They're making bricks. Now, what the hell is they making bricks for? If you look at all the structures that's in Egypt right now, where you find that the Israelites was living, or a group of people, this General Hunter brought this out like my first or second Passover. I think it was my second Passover. They was in Egypt, and they had projects in Egypt just like they do in America. And they was getting the people drunk in Egypt just like they was doing in America. So now, if they constantly making brick, how you think the pyramids get there? Who was making the brick for them? You think the ruling class people that was in Egypt, like the kings or the pharaohs and his people was doing that, or do you think the servants or the slaves was doing it? The Bible is telling you right here. So if you want an extra biblical source, get with me. I think it's I can't remember the name of it, but it's got people. It's got like some brown people building the pyramid. I think it's called Ancient Pyramid Builders or something like that. I got the notes for it, but I don't have them handy. I believe it's like 169 or something like that, where they talk about the Asiatics that came from out of town helping build the pyramids. So when it talks about building the pyramids, it's not a big deal to have an argument with somebody about whether the Israelites did or did not, because it's a better argument is, was the Israelites in Egypt at all? Was there exodus? Did they exist? And so on and so forth. So, we say that because we were servants in Egypt, and Egypt don't really got nothing else to show for our servitude besides a bunch of big funeral homes that people look at and wonder, what they was for. Well, that's what it was. So when you go in the scriptures and it talks about them making bricks, that's what it's talking about. All right. As far as Miguel says, I was told that there was some Hebrew stones found in Puerto Rico, but when I spoke to Renil Ramos Rodriguez, the archaeologist studying the stones, he said it was not Hebrew. The reason why a person would say that, now I don't know if you're talking about the Decalogue stone, the Los Lunas stone, or it's another stone, right? But the oldest, uh, the oldest Ten Commandments found written in ancient or Paleo Hebrew was found in the United States of America. Now, why is it there? You could go on Fox. The dude on Fox News did a whole story on it. All right, so you got the Los Lunas stone, and you got another stone. I can't think of the name of it, right? Off the top of my head. These are just things that I know because I've studied them, right? But you can look it up. Fox News talks about the Los Lunas stone. If you go to Captain Katazar's 4-hour lecture, 4-hour lecture about how much information was found between here, Mexico, Puerto Rico, South America, that's tying the so-called the Taino Indians, which would be the so-called Puerto Ricans before the Spaniards came, tying them to the children of Israel, right? It'll pull out about these stones and all of these different things. If they saying it's not Hebrew, they're saying it's not modern Hebrew, it's not written in the Assyrian text, like what we read in this book right here. I got it's called it's the Tanakh. You go into it, it's got the Hebrew on one side, it's got the English on the other side. This is Assyrian Hebrew, right? So if they're talking about, it's not in Hebrew, it's because it ain't in the Assyrian Hebrew that we learned after we came out of the Assyrian captivity. It's in Paleo Hebrew, right? So you would have to look up the difference between Paleo Hebrew and also Paleo Hebrew and also Assyrian Hebrew or modern Hebrew. All right. They don't even write in the Paleo no more. Most people can't read it. Some of the brothers that study, especially like if you're just now passing your officer's test, you would have to know the characters in order to be able to pass the officer's test. Right now, because Esau in his tradition has used most of the Assyrian and all of that, I'm a lot better with reading the Hebrew in the modern than the Paleo. The Paleo was originally what we wrote it, and some of the Native American brothers, and also the Taino Indians, and also the so-called Seminole Indians wrote in these things, and they've been found, and this is how we tie them back to the children of Israel, all right, and confirm what our forefathers said that the Lord told them as far as who was the children of Israel. So I'll leave that right there. You say you had no questions?
There's no question in the chat.
Yeah, I know, I see it. All right, so breakdown on fringes having to be worn every day. Let's get the fringes. I almost stopped. Every time. Every time. All right. While I'm getting it right, what I will do is tell you, I remember I was at my slavery one time. One of the purple dudes came in, right? And I see he had fringes on. So I was like, Shalom. You know what I'm saying? You want to know the scripture, why I said Shalom, we can get that too. But anyways, said Shalom. And I asked the brother, you know what I'm saying? The brother said Shalom back, or he's like, yeah. Oh, so you know you're an Israelite? I was like, yes. He was like, so where your fringes? And I said to him, I don't put fringes on my slave uniform, right? That's not what it's for. All right, so let me get Numbers chapter 15. Let's go to it. Numbers 15. Hold on. See how this goes. What I say? Numbers what?
15.
All right. And let's go to 38, maybe. 38. Let's go to all right, go to the next one. Well, I'll see what kind of day it's gonna be. Real small stuff will give me a hard time. So we're gonna get it anyway. So give me verse 37.
Come on. Numbers chapter 15, verse 37. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel,
Right.
and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garment,
Right.
throughout their generations,
Right.
and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue, and it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it.
That you may do what?
Look upon it.
Okay.
And remember all the commandments of the Most High, and do them.
So what is the point of the fringe? That you would look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Most High and do them. So now, I seen a brother yesterday. He played baseball. He had a baseball uniform that he had put border of blue at the bottom and fringed the baseball uniform. That's what he did. I said, did you fringe your uniform? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, so, you're an Israelite. He was like, yeah. I said, all right, shalom. The brother that fringed he done fringed them people jersey. Here's what we call going too far. All right? When keeping it real goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? It is a custom of the Israelites to wear fringes, right? The border of blue. This is where they get it from. Keep reading, though. $38.
Come.
Oh, 39.
Come. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring.
Uh-huh.
Verse 40. That ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God.
That you may remember and do all my commandments and be separate unto your God. Right? So this is the reason why you wear fringes. So like stalking somebody about fringes, right? Whether they got them on, should you wear them every day? I mean, here's the thing. Fringes were made for your priestly garments, right? It was made for your outerwear. For instance, you go into a ball, you go into you know what I'm saying, you go to do a high holy day, a feast day, you should have on a garment, you should wear your fringes. All right. If you're going to play basketball, baseball, right? You don't have to have on fringes if you're going out on a date with your woman. You can, but you don't have to. And nobody should ever check you about that. Now, if you're a priest and you come to camp without fringes, I don't know how no other camp leaders do it, but you might receive a correction in Florida, all right? Now, do you have to wear them every day is the question. No, you do not. But there are special occasions where you should wear fringes, all right? People be putting fringes on their socks, fringes on their drawers, fringes on your t-shirt. That's not One West. That's not how we do it, all right? We put fringes on our outerwear. A t-shirt is more like an Americanized undershirt, so you wouldn't put fringes on that. However, I do got a button up You know what I'm saying? That I believe would look wrong with some fringes on it. It is a mixture of two different cultures, but we was raised in America. Hell, we the Gentiles Paul was talking to. All right. So any other questions? Any other questions? Let's see here. Okay. No other questions. Let's see what we'll go into tonight. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 21. Let's talk about heaven and hell. What is heaven and hell? Now, I don't know about y'all, you know what I'm saying, prior to coming into the truth, I was raised just like most of us in the Christian church. And they told us when you die, you go to hell or you go to heaven, depending on two things. One, whether you was good or bad. Two, whether or not you accepted Christ as your Lord and Savior. Right? So now, when we think about hell, I know we was having a conversation last night. We was talking about everlasting life and whether or not, I think Captain Kapaj broke it down. He said, when you're sitting at a big table, similar to what I'm sitting at now, you got your grandmama and Biggie and Tupac is there. You got little flying white babies, angel babies flying around, right? Little white, naked white babies with wings. Now, that was his way of describing it. Now, according to, you know what I'm saying, what you learned in the church, is this accurate? Is that what they taught you? Something similar? How would you describe it, young man? Heaven.
Oh, everybody around in little white garments.
You got to be white?
That's what they told me.
All right, so white garments.
You get to see all your dead relatives that went on.
Oh, you do get to see all your dead relatives. Okay.
And, that's about it.
That was about it?
Meet you at the gate, you know.
Streets paved with gold.
You know.
Many mansions.
I ain't about the many mansions.
Oh, okay. Every funeral, they said, my father's house, many mansions. Like these people going up there to live in one of these mansions. I'm trying to get one of these mansions. Right? So, now, then we talked to hell. Explain hell to me.
Fire pit, non-stop burning.
You gonna burn, but you never die, right?
Souls being tortured all day.
Souls being tortured all day. So, all right, it wasn't until you come into the truth that you learn that heaven and hell are conditions within the earth. All right, according to the Bible, all of this stuff that they said about heaven and hell is not accurate. Heaven and hell are conditions on earth. So that's what we're going to go into a little bit of tonight, right? Let's see here. You got the Deuteronomy 32, 21.
Come.
Let's start there.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 21.
Right.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger and their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy
Shalom says,
with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
Look at this right here. This is what the Lord said, right? This is profound. We had Deuteronomy 32 and 21, right? It says, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. What you mean? You serving idols, right? You serving things that don't breathe, don't move, don't have no power. And the Lord is like, okay, you're going to give honor and reverence to that? Well, since you moved me to jealousy with that which is not a God, you have provoked my anger. The Lord is upset with us with vanities. What is vanities? Yep.
Nothingness.
Vain means nothing. Like it don't mean nothing. It don't have any type of importance. It don't have any type of none of that, right? So since they have moved me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. What does that mean? No sweat. I will move them to jealousy with that which is not a people. What that mean? Anybody in the chat? What this means is you're supposed to be what the Lord said in Deuteronomy 7, right? Above all nations on the face of the earth. But since you want to say God, which is not a God, he will put another people who is not a people, right, as above all people on the face of the earth, right? The brother said heathen nations. That means the other people, the Gentiles, the heathens, whatever word you want to use, he will make you jealous of them. When really you're supposed to be the Lord's people, now it looked like they're in a better position than you is. It says, I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Now think about this. If somebody can run faster than you, jump higher than you, if they smarter than you, they look better than you, got more swag than you, and they doing better than you wouldn't even be mad. Right now, you're serving a nation of people that can't fight, ain't smart, don't look good, don't got no swag. but they on top of you. Think about that for a minute. That'll make you jealous. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm coming up with the cotton gin. We making the street lights. We coming up with all these things that they only tell us about in February during Black History Month. You be like, dog, a black man came up with that. Black man came up with that. Well, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? We doing all this, but we still serving our oppressor. That's ridiculous. This is the Lord doing this to us. You go to anything, any sport, just name one. All right, baseball. Listen, ain't nobody better in baseball than our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Like, it's crazy. Boxing. All right, go fight Felix Trinidad if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like Camachos and you know what I'm saying? All of these brothers, man. Cruz, all of them, right?
I still think Colonel Sanders is a black man because white people don't season it.
Hey, yeah, he say, nah, that's what happened. It's no different than Uncle Nearest. You know who Uncle Nearest is?
Jack Daniels.
The slave who taught Jack Daniels how to distill liquor. And Jack Daniels made billions of dollars, so much money that he bought Uncle Nearest's family a little distillery of their own so that they can make liquor and make money off the name of Uncle Nearest. This is us right here. The Lord is provoking us to anger, right, with a foolish nation. Go ahead to verse 22.
Verse 22. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn into the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains.
So here we go. We got hell right here in the Bible, right? For a fire is kindled in my anger. Now, when we think hell, we think of like you being set on fire, you're never dying, you got a man, dude with a pitchfork poking you all the time, whatever the case may be, whatever the little things they show you on TV. But anger of the Lord, right? Kindling, say the Lord, it's like what we say. Black people say, you got me 38 hot, you got me fire hot, I'm on fire, I was steaming, I was all of this, right? The Lord is saying the same thing. A fire is kindled in my anger and shall burn into the lowest hell and shall consume the earth with her increase and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. What this means is the Lord is upset and therefore you're receiving the wrath of the Most High. That's hell. So when you look around in the ghettos, barrios, the reservations, and you see what's going on with our people, you have to realize that the Lord is upset with us. Why would the Lord be upset with us? Because he told us what to do and we did the opposite. No different than any father. If your mother or your father told you, don't do this, don't do that, and you go out and do it, you expect them to be happy for you? You expect them to you know what I'm saying, buy you a new PlayStation 5 because you did the opposite of what they say? Or you expect to be put on punishment or get your butt whooped or whatever the case may be, whatever mode of You know what I'm saying? If y'all anti-violence, put in the corner. You're gonna be put in the corner. That ain't happening at my house. All right. Put in the corner. Right? You can wear the dunce hat or something. I don't know. Whatever they do in y'all house.
Let's switch it.
Well, wear the switch, with a belt, with all of that. That's how we got down. All right. But this is hell in the Bible right here. Give me Matthew chapter 12, right? Show you some more. This is a condition that you're in. Hell is a condition that you are in on the earth based on you not doing what the Lord said or your forefathers. Sis, you got a question?
No, you say Matthew?
Yeah, we're going to Matthew chapter 12 right now. We was just at Deuteronomy 32, 21 and 22.
12.
Matthew 12 and verse 40. Verse 40. Let me read it for you.
Come.
Hey, brother said black man invented potato chips. Hey, listen what I'm saying. Like, all right, so like Christ said you the salt of the earth. We got some major things we done, but to us, we'll take that too. Give us that one too. Black man invented potato chips. It's not really high on the list of needs or something that's going to establish a civilization, but it's pretty good. Go ahead.
Come. Matthew chapter 12, verse 40. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly,
Yeah.
so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
So this is using an example, right? You got a brother that was swallowed by a giant fish. He in there with all kind of stuff. I'm sure it was stank, funky, and everything else. And he in there for 2-3 days to get to where the Lord told him to go in the beginning. This is the story that's in the Bible about Jonas. So it's using this as an example of the hell that Christ is going through. So, right? It's saying the same way Jonas was in the 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Keep going.
Come. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here.
So Christ is saying the men of Nineveh, right, is going to be greater than these Pharisees who was coming to him asking about a sign. That's what this was about. So the sign was just like Jonah was put in hell in order for the people of Nineveh to survive. Christ went through hell in order for the children of Israel to be redeemed back to the Father. All right, everybody understand that. But it's still talking about two different situations. What Christ went through, he was whooped. He was, you know what I'm saying, he was on the run. He had warrants, all of this stuff, right? And killed, and he did nothing wrong, but he was in hell based on the things that we did wrong. This is what it means by he died for your sins. It don't mean, you know what I'm saying, what a lot of other people say. So when we go to Jonah, right? Give me Jonah chapter 2, verse 1. Jonah chapter 2, verse 1. Heaven and hell are conditions within the earth. Getting a little bit on hell right now. All right. Let me show y'all some hell.
Jonah chapter 2, verse 1.
Yeah.
Then Jonah prayed unto the Most High his power out of the fish's belly.
Hey, Shalom says.
And said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Most High, and he heard me. Out of the belly of the out of the belly of hell he cried.
Out of the belly of what?
Of hell.
So Jonah is, this is where we went back because we did it, we got it when Christ was talking about it. But when you go back and Jonah is talking about being in the belly of a whale, what he said? He said, and I cried for reason of my affliction. What does that word affliction mean? Affliction. Since we're in Jonah chapter 2, verse 2. Affliction.
So
Go ahead.
cause of pain or suffering.
Pain and suffering. That is a condition, right? You're going through pain and suffering. You are afflicted. That is a condition. So Jonah is saying, because of my affliction, right, I cried by reason of my affliction unto the Most High. And he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. So when he's talking about being in the out of the belly of hell, is he talking about being up under the ground with a dude with a pitchfork? That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about something that happened to him right here on earth that was terrible, and he did not want to go through. Read affliction again.
Affliction, something that causes pain or suffering.
Something that causes pain or suffering. They call that being addicted to drugs. They call that having an injury. They call that all of the things that you see every day in the ghetto. That's an affliction. That's a condition that's on earth. And that's hell, brother. That's hell, sis. All right, so let me go to Amos chapter 9. Amos chapter 9. You start at verse 1.
Amos chapter 9, verse 1. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword.
So he's seeing the Lord on the altar. This is what he's saying. He ain't talking about doing nothing good to him. All right, go ahead.
He that fleeth of them shall not flee away.
This verse 2?
Still at verse 1.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered.
Right.
Verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them.
Though they dig where?
Into hell.
Uh-huh.
Thence shall mine hand take them.
So since they digging into hell, like they wanna do all type of stuff that I already told them was gonna have them in some trouble. Since they want to go to hell, it's like somebody saying, all right, you want to do it? Let's do it then. That's what the Lord is saying. Since they digging into hell, then that's where my hand gonna take them. Right? Go ahead.
Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down.
So now if they rising, then I'm not gonna bring them back down. All right. So if they want to go to hell or they want to see something bad happen, I'm gonna show it to them. But if they want to see something good happen, I'm gonna take it away from them. This is what the Lord is talking about. This is affliction within the earth, right? Now, keep going.
Verse 3. And though they hide themselves in the top of and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out of thence. And though they be hid in my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them.
The Lord ain't playing no games. You want to go to the top of the mountains? He gonna come get you from there. You want to go to the bottom of the sea? He gonna send a snake to come bite you right there. This is the Lord not being on your side. All right. This is hell that you're going through. It's the reason why we're in the conditions that we're in today. All right. Keep going.
Verse 4. And though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set my eyes upon them for evil and not for good.
This is hell. This is hell. It ain't going up under the ground with the pitchfork and being set on fire. Now you on fire, but you never burn. You never die. You just burn it. This is what they told us. This sounds more like real life. And though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence or there will I command the sword. Meaning, like right now, we watch it. We get sitting there watching George Floyd die on TV, right? We seeing things that's happening. Our brothers and our sisters getting shot down by people who's supposed to protect them. This is what's going on. This is hell, right? And though they go into captivity before their enemies, there will I command the sword. So who's doing it? My mama will tell you that everything that good happened, the Lord did it. Everything that bad happened ain't nothing but the devil, right? The Lord is saying he's the one that's doing it. Now, why would the Lord do something like that to you? We already read it. We read it what earlier? Let me see if I got it handy. Deuteronomy 32 and 21. This is what the first verse where we are. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not a God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those that are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation, for a fire is kindled into my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell. This is the condition that the Lord has gave us because we didn't do nothing he told us to do. All right? So let me show you that heaven and hell is on the earth. Give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. Not in the sky, under the ground, and everything they told us ain't none of that's in the Bible. None of it. This is what's really in the Bible.
Is it 9 and 16?
3 and 16. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16.
Right?
And moreover, I saw under the sun.
I saw where?
Under the sun.
And moreover, I saw under the sun. Where is under the sun? Is it? Under the sun. What's under the sun? The earth, the sister said. If you go outside and you look up, you'll see the sun. Right? So yeah, I saw under the sun. Go ahead.
The place of judgment.
The place of judgment. Wait a minute. So judgment happens under the sun. Where does judgment happen? Hold on. If judgment happens under the sun, where does judgment happen? Go ahead, you want me to answer it?
Up in the cloud of St. Peter at the gates. So you get
at the gates, the pearly gates, the pearly white gates.
Here on earth, sir.
On earth. If I saw under the sun the place of judgment, then that means judgment happens under the sun, which is what the sister said, on earth. How do we know that it ain't what they told us it was? Let's keep reading. Go ahead.
Come on. That wickedness was there.
All right, so in the place of judgment, wickedness is there, right? So how we know this ain't hell? Go ahead.
And the place of righteousness.
The place of righteousness is also under the sun. Go ahead.
Oh God. That iniquity was there.
And iniquity is there. So wait a minute. Why is there sin or iniquity in the place of righteousness? And why is there wickedness in the place of judgment? Because all of it is in the same place. Wickedness, righteousness, iniquity, all of it happens on the same place. Where? Under the sun. Where? In the earth. Y'all got it? So the same way you go through hell and all of that here, you also would go through heaven on earth. It's a condition as well, right? Let's get it. I got Luke 16. Let me see if I can find it because I don't have no verse. I think I know what it is though. Oh, that's Lazarus and the rich man. That's Lazarus and the rich man. I'll come back to that one. Give me Revelation chapter 5, verse 9. I want to make the point. Revelation chapter 5. Revelation. Is it an S at the end of Revelations? Why everybody say Revelations? Ain't no S in there. They just be making up Bible books.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 9.
Yeah.
And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof.
Right. So they was looking for somebody to open these seals, right? And it says, and they sung a new song. Matter of fact, go up one.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them.
Yeah, we might as well go up 1, 2. Golly. Give me. All right, I'm gonna read it all, but we ain't gonna go into it. Give me verse 1. This is a revelation from John, who is called John the Revelator, right? On the island of Patmos, he locked down. It won't let him out, and he had a lot of time to think. And the Lord revealed some things into him. He saw visions, and this is one of the visions he saw. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 5, verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the backside sealed with 7 seals.
Okay, so he saw a man sitting on a throne, right? And he had a book in his hand, and it's sealed with 7 seals. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 2. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?
So he saw a strong angel, not a weak angel. This angel is strong, and he's proclaiming in a loud voice, asking a question. Who's worthy to open this book and to loose the seals thereof? Keep going.
Come on. And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon.
You see that right there. Nobody was able to open this book. Go ahead.
Come on. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon.
So he's like, oh man, I'm trying to figure out what's in this book. Why is it so important? Why is it 7 seals? And why is the King of Kings, who is sitting on this throne, why is he the only person that knows what's in this book, and he have latched it with 7 latches? Why are they asking if anybody, knowing good and well that nobody was in a position to open this book? Go ahead.
Come on. And one of the elders saith unto me,
Here we go.
Weep not.
Stop crying.
Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book.
So now, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, have prevailed. Who is this root of David? Who is this Lion of the tribe of Judah? This is very important. Very important. It's the easiest question I'm going to ask all night. Go ahead.
Christ.
It's Yahushua. That's right. Revelation chapter 22 and verse 16. This is written in red. I, Yahushua, have sent my angels to testify unto you these things in the churches. Where's the angel? Go ahead. Messenger. I, Yahushua, have sent my messenger to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star. Root and offspring. How can you be both? How can you be where Yamayan comes from and be Yamayan's offspring? How is that even possible? Go ahead. Through regeneration or reincarnation. I was here, now I'm here again, right? This is what Christ is saying. I am the root of David, right? If you go to Isaiah 11, it said the root of Jesse is talking about Christ. And I'm the offspring of David. the bright and morning star. All right, so let's go back to it. That means I'm shining. That's all that means. I'm shining on them. All right, so let's go back to where we was at, verse 5. In chapter 5, verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, have prevailed to open the book and to loose 7 seals thereof. Go ahead.
Come. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth.
So there's 7 spirits of God. This is a image or a vision that he's having, and how he see it, he see a lamb having 7 eyes and 7 horns, right? But he just breaks it down simply. This is the 7 spirits of God sent forth into the earth. Go ahead.
Come on. And he came and took the book.
Who came and took the book? The lamb.
Oh, the lamb.
The lamb came and took the book. Go ahead.
Took the book out of the night, slightly out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne.
Okay, so who's sitting upon the throne in this vision? The Most High sitting upon the throne. That's correct. Go ahead.
Come on. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are prayers of saints.
Hold on, wait a minute. So there is vials and there is harps. It just ain't no naked white babies playing them, right? So maybe he saw was on to something, right? Go ahead. And we must have a delay on my end because I'm just getting the answers to questions that I had asked probably about 10 minutes ago. But go ahead.
Come. Verse 9. And they sung a new song, saying,
Right.
Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain.
Because what?
Thou wast slain.
You worthy because you were slain to take the book and to open seals. Why does him being slain make him worthy to take the book and be slain? Open the seals. Everybody gonna die. Why is him dying make him able to take the book? Go ahead.
Because he died without sin. Like he didn't now.
That's correct. And go ahead.
So like is it because of what he died for?
Yes. There's something in particular that made his death different.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Because he was chosen to die.
That's it right there. Remember when Christ was praying to the Most High, saying, I don't want to do this. If it's within your will, let this cup be taken from me. However, if not my will, don't worry about what I want. I'm going to do whatever you want. This is the attitude you got to have in order to serve the Most High. It ain't all about you. It's never about you in the truth. Let's get that straight. Y'all hear me? It's never about you in the truth. Why? Because you could go and serve yourself in the world and get everything you want. Remember in Matthew chapter 4, Satan, he came to Christ and said, all of these kingdoms down here I will give you if you just bow down and worship me. So if Christ was trying to be a king or whatever, or rule, he could have got that from Satan. You can get everything your heart's desire in this world. This walk right here is about you caring about the children of Israel, the Lord's people, more than you care about yourself. That's how you follow Christ. And we ain't just talking about the good ones either. The scripture said Christ died for you while you were yet a sinner. Think about that for a minute. These niggas ain't even right. These niggas ain't even right. And I got to die for them. Come on now. Let me get that precept. Let me get this precept. We got to go here. We stop for a minute. Really. I think it say like Rarely would a man die for a just man. Something like that. This is Romans chapter 5. Give me Romans chapter 5 real quick. We're going to come back to this. Romans chapter 5. You got it over here? Let me see where I want you to start at. I done went back to flipping pages on y'all, man. Like I'm going to be reading that campus up. You never know. Dang. Romans chapter 5. Let me see here. Give me verse 6.
Romans chapter 5, verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Christ died for the ungodly.
He died for the righteous.
For the ungodly.
He died for the good people.
For the ungodly.
For the ungodly is who he died for. Ain't that something? Go ahead.
Come on. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die.
I know that's right. Bro, you got to be my main man. You got to be loyal. You got to be my ace. You got to be my homeboy. You got to be my brother. Which brother? Hey, going there. If you the wrong brother, I wouldn't die for you. But the right brother, you would. You know what I'm saying? Scarcely would a man die for a righteous man. Go ahead.
Yet peradventure,
go ahead.
For a good man, some would even dare to die.
So now, a righteous man is those who do the things that the Lord wants you to do. He says, scarcely would a man die for a righteous man. Yet, even pre-adventure, meaning like for a good man, some would even dare to die. Even if he was good, he might not have been righteous. People wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying, die for him. But check out this. Go ahead to verse 8.
But God commanded his love toward us.
He did what?
Commanded his love.
Who did he command? God commanded his love towards us. Keep reading.
And that while we were yet sinners.
While we were yet sinners, while you was on the block, while you was on the pole, while you was doing everything you had no business doing. Go ahead.
Christ died for us.
Your brother gave his life for you. Ain't that something? Now, go ahead.
Verse 9. Much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him.
Now, there it is, that word wrath, right? So now being justified by him dying, we shall be saved from wrath. Remember what we talking about, conditions within the earth. Remember the Lord said, you got me hot because you serving a God that ain't a God. So I'm going to have you serving a people that's not a people, right? We talk about the Lord's wrath. He said he was going to set the mountains on fire, all this other stuff based on the things that we did. We pissed the Lord off, and now we got to deal with his anger. That's hell. That's on earth. But Christ came and died, right? And gave his life for us that we could be redeemed back to the Most High. God had commanded his love towards us, meaning he commanded Christ to go and die for his brothers. And Christ did everything the Lord said perfectly. So therefore the Lord would accept us back as his children based on the work of our brother Yahushua. All right? Go to verse 9.
Verse 9. Much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him.
Right? So we being saved from hell, going through the hell that we would have continued to be going through, because our God is a God that does not forget. He might forgive sins, but he will deal with the sins on the children to the third and fourth generation, is what he said. So we still going through it for things that our forefathers did, our ancestors did. Now, why would God punish us for what our ancestors did? Why would he do that? That don't seem right, do it? I don't even know my daddy like that, man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna punish me for what he did. Why? Because you are your seed. You are your seed. In the Bible, that's why he's talking about generation after generation. That's why Matthew is, before he even started talking about Christ, he's talking about he's the son of Abraham. He's the son of David. He's the son of this person. He's the son of that person, because it's talking about pedigree. Go ahead.
So with you saying that, how do you explain when it says like every man will be judged for his own?
Yeah, that's a good question. You're going to get this question a lot. You're going to get this question a lot. Let me make sure I got it here. Christ died for us, right? And I'll go straight there. All right. Where we at? Verse 9? 10. Go ahead.
Verse 10, for if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his son, much more being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life.
Y'all see that, right? This is the part that Christians never talk about. They always talk about his virgin birth. They always talk about his death. What they never talk about is the fact that his life, he didn't break one commandment the whole time he was alive. Nobody ever talks about this, y'all. They always talk about the burial, they talk about the resurrection, but they never talk about what he did while he was on the planet, on the earth, which was what? Go around and tell the children of Israel to repent and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. He was teaching. It wasn't enough that he wasn't breaking the law, but Israel is judged as a nation. The Lord look at us as a nation of people. When he started talking about them Egyptians, right? I think it's in Exodus. It don't tell you how none of the Egyptians fell, but it do say how Pharaoh felt. A lot of times they don't tell you how the people felt. It'll tell you how the king felt. And whatever the king said, that's what represented the nation. That's why we couldn't have an evil king that wouldn't follow the Lord like Saul. And he needed one that would follow him. All right? So Christ reconciled us. This is why he was able to open this book in Revelations. Before we go there, let's go to Deuteronomy 24 and 16 real quick. Sister had a question. So if we judged based on our forefathers, right now we in captivity in America. We in captivity in South America, in Haiti, in Puerto Rico, in Mexico, right? Up under some of the worst and vile nations on the planet. Some of it is because of what our forefathers did by breaking the Lord's laws, that we are in hell right now, going through it right now as we speak. You think you in heaven, don't you? If you think you in heaven, you high. All right? That's it. And then when you come back down and you look at reality of what's happening to our people, you'll realize you are under the Lord's anger and his wrath right now. And the only way to get out of it is to do what Christ did and to be obedient back to him. All right, so give me verse 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 16. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. This confusing, right? It's confusing. Go ahead.
Come on. Neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers.
Right.
Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
Whoa. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Give me 2 Chronicles 25 and 4.
Second Chronicles chapter 25, verse 4.
Right.
But he slew not their children, but did as it is written in the law of the book of Moses, where the Most High
Is it written where?
in the law in the book of Moses,
Uh-huh.
where the Most High commanded, saying, the father shall not die for the children, neither shall the children die for the fathers,
Okay.
but every man shall die for his own sin.
So that's two places we see it at, right? The Second Chronicles. We got it in Deuteronomy 24. Give me Ezekiel 18. The Bible be contradicting itself, don't it? Like, which one are we supposed to follow? Let me see if anybody in the what's it called got it. Go ahead. You got it? I don't know. Let me see here. Let me see where it's at. It don't give me the verse. Go ahead and read it. Let me see if we can find it. Give me verse 19.
Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 19. Yet say ye, why? Doth not the son bear the iniquity of the father? When the son have done that which is lawful and right, and have kept all my statutes, and have done them, he shall surely live. Verse 20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
There it is right there, right? The soul that sinneth, it shall die. Go ahead.
Oh, God. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him.
So the soul that sinneth, that soul shall die. Right? Now, we done read three places. Give me Jeremiah 31 and 30 real quick. Let me see if that say something different. Jeremiah 31 and 30.
Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 30. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity.
Wait a minute. This is the same, right? It's all over the Bible. Now give me Exodus 20 and 5 real quick.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for the Most High thy power, and a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
Now hold on. That's the exact opposite of what it just said, ain't it? Give me Numbers chapter 14, verse 18. Let me see what happened with that. Maybe it's just a typo.
Numbers chapter 14, verse 18. The Most High is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty.
What? Forgiving.
And by no means.
So it said the Lord is forgiving.
Come on.
Forgiving. Go ahead. Iniquity.
And transgression.
So he'll forgive you. Go ahead.
And by no means clearing the guilty.
But you guilty. You still guilty. Go ahead.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generation.
All right. Give me Deuteronomy 5 and 9. I think they said the exact opposite, right? What's going on here? I mean,
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 9.
yeah.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them.
Let's talk about an idol. Go ahead.
Nor serve them.
These small G guys. Go ahead.
For I, the Most High thy power, am a jealous God.
Right.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Now, what's the difference between the ones that say that the son shall not, the soul that sinneth shall die, right? The son shall not be put to death for the fathers. And then we reading it here that the Lord is visiting the iniquities to the third and fourth generation. What's the difference? We read them for a reason. Let me see if anybody online though. Anybody online tell me what the difference between those scriptures. Is the Lord bipolar? Does he switch up? Matter of fact, give me Malachi 3 and 6 real quick. Let me see if this will make it clear.
So like you said, is the difference.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get this. You might have it. You're smiling like you think you're right. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Malachi chapter 3, verse 6.
Yeah.
For I am the Most High. I change not.
I did what?
I change
This just
not.
make it even more confusing, right? The Lord ain't changed his mind. So what's going on here? Go ahead.
Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Okay, so I'm the Lord, I change not. Anybody? Somebody online, let me see if they got it, then I'll let the sister answer. Anybody? I see some sisters in here. Nobody want to answer the question? Why is it one instance it's saying that the son shall not die for the fathers? The person that sinned is the person that will be judged. And then in the other one it's saying that I am the Most High, that what it says, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation. Go ahead, sis. You said you wanted to answer? Go ahead.
From what I'm reading, it seems like the Deuteronomy 24:16, those scriptures are saying like the fathers are nobody's going to be killed for what you do. Pretty much like if you murder somebody, I'm not going to go kill your son because you murdered somebody. I'm just using it as an example.
Okay.
But in the Deuteronomy 5 and 9, when he's saying like to visit the iniquities, kind of lost there.
Oh, you was right on it. You almost had it.
Okay, so
it's the other part you missing, huh? The first part was right. All right. Since nobody want to answer the question, I'll go ahead and break this down. The Lord is not bipolar. He didn't change his mind. He ain't changing what he's saying. The law was given to the priest. So now, let's say a brother was caught having an adultery with another man's wife. What's the law say, Yamayan, about that? Both of them, right? The brother who's sleeping with a man's wife and also the adulterous woman, you're supposed to throw rocks at them till they die. You stone them, right? They be put to death. Okay? Let me see what Magazine say. Not quite. All right. So now, what it's talking about is to the priest. So let's say, no, I don't want to put my daddy out there. Let's say I'm an adulterer, right? Let's say I sleep with somebody else's wife and I deserve to die. The priest can't then turn around and kill my son for what I did. Y'all get that? They can't just say, oh, yeah, he ain't nothing. We're going to get his mama and his daddy too. They can't kill my daddy for something I do. The soul that died or sins, that's the soul that dies, right? But what the Lord is saying on his end, he ain't talking about no priest. He said, you are your children. You are your fathers. I'm going to judge you along your line. So he can punish you, but the priest can't. See the difference?
Kind of. Can you kind of explain it a little bit?
All right, let's say I did something that is not worthy of death, right? And I just got to do a sacrifice of a bullock prior to Christ or something like that, a lamb. I got to sacrifice my best lamb, right? I done sacrifice my lamb. You can't come and take my son's lamb too as the priest. The Lord can kill me and my son's lamb and our whole family if he want to. The priest can't do that. Give you an example. David sinned when he slept with, what's her name? Bathsheba, right? He sent another man to war, got his wife killed so he could have a man. That was an adultery. She got pregnant. Who died? David didn't die. Did the son sin? No. Right? So in a sense, the baby was punished for something his father did. It can happen like that. If you go in the scriptures, you'll also see, let's go there real quick. Maybe I think it's John. Is it John? John chapter 9, verse 1.
John chapter 9, verse 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, the man or his parents?
So why would they ask a question like that? They understood what? That the Lord would deal with the children to the third and fourth generation. Who sinned, him or his parents that made him born blind? He was born blind, right? Did his parents do something that made him be born blind? They understood that that was possible. Now, for the most part, the Lord is going to do like what he told the priest to do. He'll deal with you and what you do. But there will be times what they call it in the church, generational curses. Y'all ever heard of that term before? Do they say do Ephraim say that? No, right? Generational curses. They talk about that before. Okay, that's a Judite thing, right? That's a Judite thing right there. They talk about generational curses. That means you ain't gonna be shit because your daddy ain't shit. That's what that means. All right, Salaki for my you ain't gonna be nothing because your mama ain't nothing, right? Your daddy was a crackhead, you gonna be a crackhead too, so on and so forth. They call that generation. It's like right as you keep going down the line, and then you just keep happening over and over again. That's they say that in the church all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's highly possible. But that's why I asked, was we being suffering for the sins of our forefathers? Yeah, but we did it too. We came right out and they taught us just how to do exactly what they did, how to eat what they did, right? My Shamar say that's a famous Judite church folk tale. Yeah, right. Right, but it's highly possible at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Because you are your forefathers. Right back again, that same spirits that was there, the Lord ain't making no new spirits. He's sending them right back as babies. You born again into the earth, and hopefully your parents teach you something better this time. They get you circumcised on the 8th day, and they teach you about the law, statutes, and commandments, so that spirit has an opportunity to do right by the Lord and to break generational curses. In the name of Jesus. All right, let's go back to Revelation chapter 5. Huh? All right, you get it? The priest can't do it. The Most High do what he want to do. He got power over the clay. All right. Oh man, I might have to go there. Yeah, let's do it. Romans chapter 9. Let's do it. This is just how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? It's like how Shawar y'all raised me, so I ain't gonna shortchange y'all. We can fit go all the way around the world and make sure you understand it. So you ain't just guessing. I know you for sure you know what I'm saying, all right? Romans chapter 9. Let me see here. Give me verse 9.
Romans chapter 9, verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
So this was the promise. Sarah is going to have a son. Go ahead.
And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac.
Check this out. Go ahead.
Okay. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand.
Neither one of these kids had did good or evil, right? They only being born so that the promise that the Most High made would stand. Go.
Not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Right? Now, what did Jacob do for the Lord to love him? Nothing. What did Esau do for the Lord to hate him? Nothing. Read it again in verse, I think it's 11. Read it again in verse 11.
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil,
Right.
that the purpose of God according to the election might stand. Not of works.
Before they was even born, he said, Jacob have I loved Esau. So how they gonna do anything? This is to point out a certain fact about the Most High that people might not get. Go ahead, keep going.
Not of works, but of him that calleth.
Okay, so this thing ain't about works at the end of the day. This is the reason why we'll be able to follow Christ and be redeemed back to the Father, while we ain't got to die, but he died that we may be partakers. Go ahead.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the youngest, like, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Y'all see that? Go ahead.
What shall we say then? If their unrighteousness with God? God forbid.
Here you go right here. Remember, I was like, why I gotta go through it about what my daddy or my granddaddy did. I don't even know my granddaddy like that. I ain't like my mama like that. Why I gotta go through about what she did? You know why? Go ahead, read it again. Forgot where you was at.
What shall we say then?
Right.
If their unrighteousness with God.
Is God unrighteous for putting me through something because of what my forefathers did? Go ahead.
Forbid.
God forbid. What that mean? Hell no. God ain't unrighteous. Keep going.
For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
I do what I want to do. I do what I want to do. What are you talking about? Go ahead.
Come. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
It ain't got nothing to do with what you do it anyway. Everything that you're doing is only because the Most High either allowed you to do it or he made you do it. We was just talking about Jonah. Jonah ain't want to go do what he was told. We just talking about Christ. Christ ain't want to go do what he was told. But he knew about Jonah. So if he didn't do it, the Lord was going to make him do it anyway. Keep reading.
Come.
We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. What do you say? You want to take? What do you say? You want to take the elevator or the stairs? What was that? Yeah, the stairs.
Verse 17, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up,
right,
that I might show my power in thee.
So now Pharaoh was raised to be one of the greatest nations. The children of Egypt was raised to be one of the greatest nations with the greatest army on the thing. And guess what? It was only done for one reason. Go ahead.
And that my name might be O Slakin, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will have Slakin, and whom he will have he hardens.
Read that part again.
Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he harden.
Read it again.
Therefore have he mercy on whom he will on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he harden.
So whom he will have mercy on, he'll have mercy on. See, this is what happens when people come to the truth. They think they better than somebody else because they came to the truth. If it was up to me, I'll be right back where I was at. The money was good. The women were beautiful. Everything this world has to offer seems to be the right thing to do. But when the Lord got work for you to do, he will pull you up out of there and you don't have a choice. He will pull you up out of there and you don't have a choice. Read it again.
Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom will he harden.
Who he'll have mercy on, he hardened. Keep going.
Come. Verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault?
So now, you're going to say to me, well, why he going to find, like, why is he going to punish me for doing wrong? Go ahead.
Come. For who have resisted his will?
Because ain't nobody went against God anyway. You can't do that what he don't want you to do. This is what Paul is talking about. So you're going to ask this question. If God going to make you do what he wants you to do anyway, right? Then how can he say that we wrong? How can he punish us for being wrong in the first place? He in control. That's what Paul is asking. Go ahead.
Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
No, who are you to be asking God questions? Go ahead.
Come. Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Look at that. It's like you said, like, why did you make me this? Shall the thing that's formed say to the thing that's forming, why you made me like this? Go ahead.
Come. Have not the potter power over the clay?
That's the question I want to ask. Does not the potter have power over the clay? Go ahead.
Come. Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, and another unto dishonor.
The Lord has the power to make, this is how it was presented to me, right? You have porcelain. Porcelain, you could take and make these porcelain dolls. I don't know if y'all grandma had these dolls. You can't never touch these dolls. Or fine china, a plate that you eat off that you only eat off on Thanksgiving and Christmas, or when you got good company. All of this can be made out of porcelain. The Lord can take one vessel and make it into a vase or fine china, right? With this porcelain. Or, keep going.
Come. Verse 22. What if God?
No. Verse 21. Read it again.
Have not the power, have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, and another unto dishonor.
Now he could take that same porcelain and make a toilet with it that you piss on and you all day. The same thing can be made something beautiful, that's the honor, and something to dishonor. The Lord has the opportunity and the power to do that. Y'all follow me? So, like, look, when he's choosing the Israelites, he said in Deuteronomy 7, I didn't choose you because of nothing great that you did, just because I wanted to. You was the least. You was the newest on the planet. You was the fewest among all the nations. He just wanted to do it. So now we talk back to, I just wanted to make sure y'all got that. The Lord do what he want to do, right? If you could, Text Itazab and get the sign-in sheet so we can put it in the chat. All right. So let's go back to Revelation. You get the point, sis, right? The reason the Lord can deal with the second, the third, and fourth generation and not just deal with the person that sins is because he can do what he want to do. That's the bottom line. All right, so we at Revelations 5. I think we was at verse 7. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, nope. We was at verse 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. Verse 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. All right. So who did Christ redeem back to God out of every kindred and tongue and nation? Us who? Oh, the children of Israel. Yes. Why does it say every? Hold on, let me read it again. Out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Go ahead. Because we were scattered into every tongue and kindred and people and nation. Right? So if you know anything about Christ, that's what it was. All right? Brother gave a precept, a good precept. I hit it real quick. Y'all can stay right there where y'all at. I hit it real quick. It's James chapter 1, verse 1. Right? James chapter 1, verse 1. If I can find it. James, a servant of God and the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. All right? That's what he was talking to. So he's gathered us out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Now here's the part that I wanted to go to because we went through hell being on the earth. This is verse 10. And has made us, let me read verse 9 again. They sung a new song. Thou art worthy to take the book and open up the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Now, have you ever heard anything like that in the Christian church? Talk about rulership, reigning on the earth. Why is this important? Because when the Most High broke it down to us in the Old Testament, we was given law, statutes, and commandments, and we was told if we keep them and we follow them, we'll be above, not below, the head, not the tail, right? The lender, not the borrower. These was promises that was given to our forefather Abraham. Instead, we broke them all and we became the borrower. We became the tail. We became below. So he has redeemed us back to the Most High and has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. On the earth. This is heaven. It's not in the sky, not the pie in the sky, on the earth. Give me Revelations 21 and 1 real quick. Revelations 21 and 1.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 1.
Okay.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth was passed away. Keep going.
And there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven.
Coming down from God. Wait a minute. I thought we going up to God to go to heaven. But New Jerusalem is coming down from God. Now, where was the old Jerusalem? Go ahead. On earth. Where's the New Jerusalem? Coming down from God out of heaven. All right. So this is simple. Like some of the things that we've been taught about here. Like I got a whole thing. If I had more time, I would go into it. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I might have a couple of minutes I can spend on this. Right. This is for RCG. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. The Restored Church of God, right? There's got to be some Edomites. The most common image of people roasting in hell is pictures of God willing to burn people for all eternity without ever totally burning them up. Apart from what the scriptures teach, ask yourself, what kind of God is capable of this? This is what they say. So even Esau know that sounds crazy. You just burn it up and you never die. You just keep burning forever. Eternity. Everlasting life is a whole other subject, but I really want to show y'all that heaven is on the earth and is a condition. All right? Give me Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 real quick. Got the worst damn sinuses on the planet.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Hey, make sure if you're in class or online, you go ahead and sign the sign-in sheet. Read it one more time. It's in the chat. All right.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 9.
Okay.
After this manner, therefore pray ye.
This is Christ telling us how to pray. Go ahead.
Come. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
So hallowed is the Father. Hallowed is his name. Right? Our Father, who art in heaven. This is proof that Christ ain't the Father. Anyways, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom. Whose kingdom? Whose kingdom? Who is Christ praying his kingdom coming? Yeah.
Our kingdom.
In the prayer, it says thy. Who is the thy? The Most High is the thy. Thy just means your. Your kingdom come. We praying that your kingdom come. That the Most High's kingdom comes. Where's the Most High kingdom coming? Go ahead and read.
Thy will be done in earth.
In where?
In earth.
In the sky.
In earth.
On the clouds.
In earth.
Uh-huh.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven. What heaven? You got a heaven meaning the stars. You got a heaven meaning where the Most High dwells. And you have heaven on earth, meaning in a position of rulership or blessed by the Most High. All the law, statutes, and commandments that come along with it, that's life, that's heaven, right? And death or the curses that come along with not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is hell. All right? Any questions on that? Oh, yes. Ooh. Give me Matthew 10 and 28 real quick.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 28.
Yeah.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Hold on. Wait. Fear not them that can kill the body, but is not able to kill the soul. Right? Go ahead.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Now, your body is physical. Your soul is spiritual. Right? Where it said, but fear those that are able to destroy both body and soul in hell. Where is a place where your spirit and your body can be at the same time? When you die, the scripture said, body goes back in the dust where it came from, the spirit goes back to the Most High. So that means your body and your spirit is separate. Read it again. You need me to grab it again? 10 and 28.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
So there's people on the earth that can take your life. They can kill your body, but they're not able to do anything to your spirit. But rather, go ahead.
But rather fear them which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
In hell. Boy, that's cut and dry, right? Any questions on that? We get Isaiah 5 and 13. Remember these scriptures? I don't know. I just got them in my notes. We can read them. That's right, 10 and 28.
Which one?
Yeah, go ahead. Isaiah 5 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitudes dried up with thirst. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure.
There it is right there. So like if this was a place where you would go, how would it enlarge it? What it's talking about is you being in a place where everything that you're trying to do, the Lord is against you. The Lord's anger is against you. And that goes right into a condition within earth. All right. You got Luke 16 and 19. That's the rich man and Lazarus. I ain't going to read that one for the sake of time. Let me see. You got Matthew 139. You got Revelations 19 and 20. Let's talk about the lake of fire, right? Revelations chapter 20. All right, so anybody that's new to the truth, what is the lake of fire? Because we hear about the lake of fire, right? That's really in the Bible. What's the lake of fire? Yamayan, you know?
That outcome of nuclear war.
That's thermonuclear war. The lake of fire will happen on Earth. And a lot of people go burn in the lake of fire. That's in Revelation chapter 20. But what it does say in there is those people who have went through the first death, the second death have no control over, or have no effect. Now, let me read it real quick. This is Revelation chapter 20. I ain't got it. This is the second death, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast in the lake of fire. All right. Anyways, Give me Matthew chapter 13, verse 41. It's in Revelations 20. If anybody need a breakdown on it, I can break it down for you next week. We're running out of time. Library about to get ready to close. Is everybody clear on this? Go ahead and read it out.
13:41.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 41. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity,
Right.
and shall cast them into a furnace of fire.
There, go right there.
There shall be
Wailing.
wailing and gnashing of teeth.
So there's Christ talking about it right there. He's talking about what's going to happen. The Son of Man going to bring forth his messages. They shall gather out of his kingdom, right, all things that offend him and throw it in the fire. In order for the Lord's kingdom to happen on the earth, this kingdom has to be destroyed. The same way the Lord told Saul to destroy everything that had anything to do with these heathens that he was getting out of there, it's going to be the same way. All right, so we got some tough days coming. We're going to lose some people we love because we want them to be in the truth and be saved. When in Romans chapter 9, it says, it's not to him that willeth, nor him that runneth, but it's the Most High that's showing mercy. When I found that out, that God don't want everybody, and he chose me, I was like, I really don't understand the Most High. But I'm glad I'm here. Know what I'm saying? My number's 24/7. Y'all give me a call if y'all have any questions. Make sure y'all making y'all check-ins. Make sure y'all doing everything. Make y'all election sure. We get ready for the Passover. What's April 15th? Feast of Unleavened Bread, April 16th. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all booking y'all hotels. Y'all get ready to roll. Hopefully we'll run out. You know what I'm saying? I think we got enough room this time, Israel. I think we're going to be good, but you never know. Never know. Brothers is out here fishing, and people and brothers and sisters is coming to this truth. It's way, way bigger than my first Passover, I'll tell you that. So with that, hopefully y'all checked in, and y'all catch Thawashah with the Brotherhood class tomorrow. We got the class. I believe Tampa got a class on Tuesday too. I got to find out where exactly it is. Wednesday down at the school. We broadcast it right here. All right, y'all make sure y'all check it. Y'all ask any questions y'all want. With that, I say shalom. All right.
Does your husband